Calvo, who is in Washington this week for meetings with the new Trump administration, sees a chance to make headway on long-standing impediments to Guam's economic development. PNC Washington correspondent Matt Kay spoke with the governor ahead of the annual IGIA meeting, and he files this report.
Calvo says the new team in Washington may be the answer to some of his long-standing complaints about the federal government.
Unfunded mandates and policies and treaties that have really had a tremendous impact detrimentally to Guam. So here's an opportunity to speak with the new leadership in Washington, D.C., to advise them of what these issues are.
Calvo says after viewing a Trump administration draft immigration policy, he expects more cooperation from the White House on several fronts.
That there will be not only a continuation, but I think a lot more support for the issues that are confronting the people of Guam, particularly to compact impacts.
Including support for Calvo's policy of expelling criminal non-citizen FAS migrants, different from, but not entirely divorced from, President Trump's efforts to deport criminal illegal immigrants from the U.S. mainland. The governor says the Trump team is going at 150 miles an hour on new policies, which he says explains the huge attendance at this year's winter meeting of the National Governors Association.
It's important for Guam, and the other territories that have been left out of many key programs put out by the federal government, such as the Affordable Health Care Act, that whatever direction that the new administration, new Congress goes, that the input of the territories, such as Guam, are put into it, and that our needs are also addressed as well.
Such as parity with the states on Medicaid reimbursement, funding for the Earned Income Tax Credit, and better treatment on H-2B visas for immigrant workers. Calvo says Guam faces $245 million in yearly compact EITC and Medicaid obligations and $1.4 billion to meet EPA requirements by the early and mid-2020s.
If GAO has any issues, it wasn't the government of Guam, it wasn't the legislature, or the governor that placed these burdens on the taxpayers of Guam. It's from these fellas out here in Washington, D.C. So hopefully we can see some change.
Referring to a GAO review of public debt in the islands to head off a Puerto Rico-style default in the Pacific. Calvo joins the nation's governors early this week to meet with President Trump and hopefully get a better idea where the new administration hopes to take federal policies, including those that affect Guam. On Capitol Hill, Matt Kay for PNC News.